What is going on, guys? It's me here back with another first Descendant video, and this video is going to be a fun one for me, at least. This one might stir the pot a little bit, but I know a lot of you guys know that there's been a lot of conversation around the Afterglow Sword and the Piercing Light and which one is better on Hailey. A lot of numbers flying around. Not even going to get into all that because none of it actually really matters. Now, my point about the snipers is still accurate, and that still stands. It does not matter which one you use, and again, I'm going to tell you whichever one you have a better reactor for and better rolls and mods, go with that one. And if you have exactly the same stuff on both, pick whichever one you think looks cooler. But unfortunately, myself and everyone that I've seen making guides around Hailey so far skipped out something that's kind of very obvious now that we know how Hailey really works, where actually neither sniper is the best weapon on Hailey. Not only this, to actually make Hailey stronger and not use either of the snipers, it requires 3 mods at minimum. So 3 modules total of 48 capacity on your weapon, which means you don't have to catalyze anything, you don't have to put a reactor on anything. So this is a really good way for people who haven't invested in one of the snipers yet to actually start using Hailey at a top level with minimal investment into your actual weapon. And I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to show you why it's the best. It actually still outperforms the snipers in basically every situation except for, you know, the bosses that literally fall over in 2 shots. This one might take you 3 shots now, so I'm sorry about that. Your Devourer kill might take 4 seconds instead of 3 seconds, but you can basically solo Molten Fortress all 80 mil of its health if you want, so that's kind of an upside. You can also go in and kill Swamp Walker at 100% success rate without even using your 2 ability with this setup. And again, you don't need mods on your weapon at all. I'm going to show you guys this. I recorded 3 Swamp Walker kills in a row just to kind of prove my point here. There is 3 mods on my weapon and it is completely uncut. And back to how I was originally telling you guys, you know, it does not make a difference which sniper you use because it doesn't. Well, I hope that this video here really drives home the point that it does not matter. And now it really doesn't matter because you can do more damage than the 2 snipers with a gun with 3 mods on it. So let's get into it now. All right, guys, here we go. It's time to show you guys the actual best weapon on Hailey. It's not either of these. I'm just gonna go over here, take this off. We're gonna take this off, this on. So let's check my mods on this. We have the perforator here, no copies on it. I'll even show you my rolls here. We got rounds per mag, blue, weak point, got a nice crit roll, which is cool, and firearm attack. So I mean, that's nice. That took about 40 bricks to roll this, so not too bad. So let's get into the actual mods now. I did say there was 3 mods, so let me show you how to mod the gun. So we know we're gonna do our expand weapon charge. Now, unless you want to roll for a perfect 12% rounds per mag roll on the gun, which I would not really recommend, it does not come very often and it doesn't really matter. You can instead go ahead and use magazine compulsive. You just need to get this to 14 capacity. You are going to lose some weak point damage, unfortunately, but none of this really matters. The skill damage is what matters. So we're going to use this. We're going to take the weak point hit, whatever. All right, so we're 2 out of 3. Now, the thing that everybody has seemed to skip over is this little mod right here called Payout. What Payout does is when landing a firearm weak point attack, which you're going to be doing with Zenith, Hailey's unique weapon, rounds are not consumed for 3 seconds. Now, I've tried this, tried to get as many shots as I possibly can, and it's a very consistent 3 extra shots. So we're going to throw Payout on. Now, what this means is we are going to have our extended magazine plus this. So that is going to give us, with our roll of rounds per mag, you just need a roll of rounds per mag. It can really be any roll as low as even 9%. That's going to give you 8 shots on the weapon. And you're going to throw Payout on, and this is going to give you 3 extra shots. If you are firing fast enough, it's going to give you 3 extra shots. So what you're going to do is hit a weak point on your first shot as best you can. It doesn't have to be your first shot. It can be a shot in the middle of your magazine as long as you hit one at some point. And then you're just going to keep firing. It doesn't have to be on weak points. And you're going to get 3 extra shots. So you're totaling now 11 Zenith shots. Now, you could do a build where you just have 0 cooldown basically between ults. But what that requires you to do is drop some of your damage mods on Hailey to actually get enough cooldown to use that. Not only this, but if you have 11 shots like I have here, any boss is going to die, assuming it doesn't go into immunity phase, which it would do anyways if you were using a sniper. Any boss that you use this against is pretty much going to be soloable, including group bosses. Now, there is some exceptions to this. We have Frostwalker, who is very strong to chill damage, and we have Gluttony, who's also very strong to chill damage. damage and very strong to skill power crit, so you won't crit on him a lot. So is the sniper better in these cases? No. What's better in these cases is to use the gun build. Now for Frostwalker, this build will actually still probably work better than the sniper build. It really doesn't matter. Frostwalker's just going to die in like 10 seconds anyways because of all the lepics. And then on Gluttony, you would use the gun build. You wouldn't use a sniper, you wouldn't use the perforator, you would use a regular gun build. So every single solo boss you're going to be able to kill. It may take you 1 more second than your 2-second clears with your piercing light or your afterglow. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. So if you have the sniper, you can bring that out for those. But any boss that doesn't fall over in about 20 million damage, this build is going to be a lot better. You're going to get a lot more total damage out of it. It's a lot more consistent because you're less susceptible to the RNG in the game. And on top of this, you literally need 3 mods. So rather than juicing up that sniper, 3 mods. No energy activator, no donuts, nothing. This is it. This is all you need. You can throw other stuff in to min-max it. It's not going to help that much. It will help some, but it's not necessary. Now, I do have some clips in here where I was using a couple extra mods. I had some of the crit mods and stuff, but it doesn't really make a difference because the perforator is not doing very much of the damage anyways. Similarly to the sniper rifles that you're using, they do some damage, but the skill portion is going to heavily outweigh it. So having more shots, in this case 3 more shots, because we have so much skill damage, those 3 extra shots are going to outweigh the extra damage that the sniper is giving us over, say, a perforator. Now, if you actually max out the perforator, that difference becomes even smaller. You can if you want to, or if you have a max one, or you could also do this with Disastrous Devotion if you want. But as far as impact round weapons go, perforator is going to be the best for this. But again, the gun is not that important unless you plan to min-max it, which you don't need to. And I'll show you, you really don't need to. Then you can pretty much use whatever. Now, another thing that's important about this is the upcoming weapon, the Frost Guard, which is going to buff chill damage as well as reduce chill resist. It may be the case, depending on how that passive works, that weapon becomes Hailey's best weapon. And typically the scout rifles so far in this game have been impact round. That means we have payout. So something to keep in mind for that. When that comes out, that may end up being the best weapon and it's not even close. But again, pretty much everyone has skipped this mod, including myself, but there is no need to put a zillion bajillion catalysts and stuff and min-max and waste bricks on the snipers. I've been rolling some clips in the background to kind of show you guys just how insane this is with such little investment. But you may be like, oh, he cherry picked clips or whatever. So I went ahead and did 3 Swamp Walker kills in a row uncut with 0 mods outside of those 3 I just showed you on the weapon. This is Swamp Walk, keep in mind. And I cleared him all 3 times without using Hailey's 2. So that's about 6 to 7 mil damage gone. Didn't need to use it. And also had 1 to 2 shots left over on every single clear. Now, if I was to use my 2, it would probably be about 1 or 2 more shots extra. But essentially your clear rate is going to become 100% on Swamp Walker, and you don't even really need to use the 2 at all. This is not the case for either sniper. Even if you have 8 rounds, the consistency without using your 2 on Swamp Walker is not 100% like this. Another thing to keep in mind is Swamp Walker is actually strong against chill damage and has lower defense than chill resist, which means he's going to take more firearm damage proportional to chill damage. Now, your skill power side of the Zenith is chill damage. So this is actually going to work even better for most of the other bosses because the firearm you're using is actually more important against, say, Swamp Walker than something that has really low chill resist like Pyro, Molten Fortress, or if you're just doing one that has like pretty even values such as Executioner. It just doesn't matter because the skill portion is doing a vast majority of your damage regardless of the weapon you're using. So that was kind of the whole point that I was trying to drive home about the differences in the snipers. So you can look at spreadsheets, whatever. I tried to kind of put that spreadsheet with the math out there just to show, you know, they really aren't that different, but people started talking about like, oh, 6%, 5% and blah, blah, blah. Only talking about the weapon damage. Like none of that stuff matters. Neither of them are the best. They are equal, but it doesn't matter. If you have Perforator, throw these 3 mods on it. If you have Nizacious, throw these 3 mods on it. Now you are going to need to get a better reactor, obviously. You're going to need to get a reactor for one of these guns, but that is the end of the grind. So if you do have a nice reactor for your sniper and it's already done, this is not necessary. You don't need to go do this. It is going to do more damage, damage overall to bosses that don't flop over in 2 shots. But this is more so for people who are in the middle of investing or haven't invested yet or building Hailey out. You don't need to do all that sniper crap. Grab yourself an impact rounds weapon, get your payout on there, and you'll be good to go. Anyways, that is going to do it for this one, guys. I know this one's a little different, stir the pot a little bit, but I also wanted to give you guys some good information and hopefully help some people out from over investing in their sniper rifles and stuff like that because they think they're like min-maxing or whatever, or being smacked upside the head, being told piercing light only weapon. No, all that is crap. Shout out to all my supporters on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you to my Twitch subscribers as well as my supporters on the Next on Creator program. I'll leave links to all that in the description below. I know this video is a little controversial, so please do leave your opinions and takes on this stuff. I would love to read them. Try to keep things civil though. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I will catch you in the next one.